So in a 3 out of 5 set, I think this is going to be a really fun one to watch.
Absolutely. If you tuned in yesterday, me and David were pretty much gushing about that set because it was so interesting to watch these players really try to find unorthodox answers, trying to throw off each other's rhythms, find interesting timings. You could tell that they are very much pressing buttons when they know the other opponent is about to go for an option. It's not really playing the character, it's playing the human. That's how well they know each other so well. So I'm looking forward to this next one. Again, as you mentioned, it's going to be an elongated set as well, which gives them even more time to kind of gather and consider all the options. And that's something that's so interesting to me when you have that much intel on an opponent, kind of how you balance it, right? Because there's so much to think about. Do you kind of try to just allocate that brain power to their most frequent options, or do you think because they're so familiar with you, they're not going to go for those as much, right? And we even see a character switch up right now from Frozen trying to throw Shaka off his game.
Now, we saw the Kage briefly yesterday as well, and it didn't last. He ended up switching away from that version of Cammy back to Nash. So here it's to the Kage. Kage, of course, a ton of damage. Very good once he's up close, but can struggle getting there in the first place. So this is a really interesting and, in my mind, a little unexpected choice.
Definitely a little bit unexpected. I was going to say, I don't think the dive is going to do that much either. We saw it already get shut down by the Yoga Anvil, but the V-skill is coming in hot.
He definitely has armor. That's the way to move forward, no doubt.
Yeah, you see the plus frames. That's the Shaka special.
Yeah,
plus frames coming out. V reversal immediately. Yeah, I get off me with the axe kick, and then taking away that gray life with a stand fierce. Thanks.
Oh, look at this movement. Oh, that's beautiful. Into this, let him bounce, bounce, bounce.
Oh my goodness.
That's such a satisfying combo.
It is.
It's so sick.
Real California of them right there. The lowrider culture from Dhalsim. Oh, wow. Yeah, the fireball was still coming down, and Frozen thought he would commit to another limb immediately afterwards, trying to fish for that V-skill, but, man, these jumps have been shut down. And not only by crouch medium punches, but by Yoga Anvils. They hurt every time.
That's a chance now for pressure. The one thing about Kage is that when he finds the knockdown, he's almost always there.
Let's go reversal me off. That's fine. He's waiting for that teleport. That's why Shaka didn't give it to him. Such good switch-ups. Again, look at that. Still not giving it to him. V-reversaling the V-skill immediately as well. Loving the way Shaka's playing at the moment, but he can't V-reversal anymore. Oh, and the anti-air is whipped. Frozen, weathering the storm, waiting out all those resources, making him pay heavily, but we still got another chance that gets dashed away with the stand medium kick finisher.
Yeah, as you can see, he doesn't get like point-blank grab mix up there, so I'm a little surprised to see Shaka be antsy as he got up.
Yeah.
But again, these players know each other so well, they are going to be doing things that are not like textbook choices.
Great point. You can see, yeah, Frozen has honestly, he's like, you're getting these Yoga Anvils, but all I need is one successful get-in, and it could be my round.
Oh, that was so... Well, it worked out for Shaka.
Yeah, it worked a little more heavily there. Oh, he actually got the sweep afterwards. Teleports out as well. He's going to get the corner because of that. Frozen trying to wait. Look at this, but Shaka's doing such a good job being disciplined about the teleport out. Reversal again. Ah, and the stand fierce. Shining the shoes from long distance. Let me get them loafers, cuz.
So they know each other very well. And the Kage, I think, maybe is related to that. Maybe trying to go to the matchup that is a little bit unexpected. I don't know, maybe these guys play the same matchup all the time too. But in that, the way that the Kage was used, it was a little unorthodox in some ways. Some of the choices that both players are making a little unorthodox in some ways, but it sounds to me like we're going back to character select and back to Nash, and that seems to me like it's the right call.
Okay.
It was 2-1 last time when they played in Winner's Side. It was definitely really close. If you recall, it came down to a choice of maximum height jump medium kick from Dhalsim, which if it had been blocked, it wasn't even a cross-up. If it had been blocked, that character takes forever to fall on block and might have been punished, and he might have lost. So it was actually a very, very close set.
Yeah, it most definitely was, and I want to see what Frozen does with the Nash, like the gameplay he kind of brings, the style he wants to do, because so far he's really been one of those grounded, patient players with the Nash. He's used the V-Trigger 2 or V-Trigger 1 to kind of skip neutral from time to time, but I think that's why he wanted the Kage, because it's like one-hit knockdown, and then he was going to try to one-turn Shaka, right? That was going to be his bet.
Yeah.
Nash is a little bit harder to do that with, but maybe a little bit more stable in the neutral. We'll see.
I think that's a good way to put it. And Shaka's just so willing to spend the V-reversal every time. He was looking for guaranteed V-rev points.
Yeah,
and it exists versus Nash as well, but Nash, as you said, more stable and neutral.
Yeah, exactly. The view reversal really shut down that one-turn opportunity from Kage, so you can see why he goes to this. A fortunate throw, though, for Frozen.
Here we go.
He's found his way in real quick. Check the eyes.
Shaka just looking like he's waiting it out. Oh, he's going to finally spin. Let him cook a little bit.
The teleport. Good stuff from Frozen, though. Right on the edge, right on the boots.
Okay, the whip, yes. That cannot hit grounded opponents.
Shaka22 is here. He's got the V-skill 2 loaded up as well with the bazooka knee. Oh, heartbreaking.
Seriously, yeah. I wonder what Frozen was looking for. Surely not bazooka.
Yeah, probably not. And one of the other kicks that has like the hitbox that kind of hits right above him like that. So it definitely could have been a check and he just got crossed up.
Underneath. Oh, man, look at all this.
Right now, Shaka definitely feeling it. You see, get a lot more mobile than we've seen him so far, applying that pressure. Ooh, V-Trigger 2 though is going to switch sides on him. Try to get that back throw into it going, but my goodness, he just caught both chops to the face.
Yeah, you got to hang out there. Got to respect that. Look at this. Frozen pressuring.
Shaka, I cannot believe he got that tech.
Overhead low, neither. Oh, stable end for Shaka. Could have rested on a low, on an overhead, and he just didn't need to do it.
Yeah, he didn't, right? He was just like, I'm going to be content with the plus frames. I'll push you out a little bit more and just make you come to me yet again. Yeah, I honestly thought we were going to see the Arturo special where you do the dash up and stand fierce, you know, like to get the low point blank.
Yeah,
but
the really weird timing.
Yeah, exactly. But instead, Shaka going up 2-0 in a more stable way, just trying to keep it as safe as possible.
I guess not too much Dhalsim, especially with no EX.
Yeah, right. So Frozen willing to risk at a little bit. That drill, yeah, it kind of hit a little bit early. I understand why Frozen tried to challenge afterwards, but still hit low enough to get Dhalsim a turn. So bad not finish that time. Far away.
Lovely knee. I like that short.
A really good anti there. He's trying to whittle down this life. Not quite at V-Trigger yet. Oh, does get it after that.
Here we go. And on the next hit, he's going to go super. He's very dangerous. Shaka hoping to V-Rev out.
Yeah, that was good timing on that, though. It wasn't too linear like he'd been doing previously. Ah, V-shift. I love that cancel to chase him down. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, some good reads by Frozen. Good to build on, maybe.
Staying alive here. If you can land a CA early as well, that could really plague a lot of what Dhalsim wants to do for the rest of the round.
Said he wanted big plus frames. Trying to outrange Dhalsim. Oh, yeah. Get some life back. Oki.
Oh, the German coming out Dex hardwood style.
Been a lot more willing to spend trigger as Shaka. I mean, it's a nice trigger. They extended the range on it. It's plus on block. It's definitely got nice stuff.
Yeah, for sure. It just locks him out of that view reversal that he's been relying so much on, right? And they, we saw the stand jab. That was a throwback anti-air for sure.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay, Frozen on the board right there.
Definitely some better reads up close by Frozen. But I also wonder if Shaka going to more trigger usage rather than V-reversal or V-shift on reaction to things like moonsault, etc., things that you can react to. I wonder if that's part of the loss here. You know, the trigger, although, as I said, it's got benefits to it. You can combo out of it on hit, etc. Like, it's definitely got good stuff. He has been caught defensively more often than we've seen, and he's not been able to get out because he's been already using his trigger.
Yeah, exactly. And he's kind of like not been betting on challenges a lot of the time, right? Like, no Obari has really been coming out from Shaka. It's more like review versus getting back to neutral. So he hasn't gotten like these counter hit slides in the V trigger or something like that that gives him damage immediately. So we'll see if he goes back to usual V meter usage, but he might not even build any right now. He's just been going ham on Frozen.
Exactly, yeah, continuing to pester. He just wants to maintain that block nod.
Just outside the ledge, yeah, takes the close frames into the back throw, but this is big for Frozen. Puts up that screen space, reversal immediately, back to the usual game.
Yep.
Yeah, I like him sneaking in a throw before he gets that first bar of V-meter, though. Nothing to V reversal.
Plus, yeah, Shaka hands out. He underneath the specific choice.
That was godlike. Frozen. Gets caught from full screen again with the stand medium punch. Shaka back to his comfortable position of set point.
And back to playing the defense that we saw from him before. What readiness on that. That's a 3-frame anti-air.
This hand jab still coming through when the Shaka needs it the most. Oh, and then the crouch medium punch as well. Drop that, but no punish.
Yeah, that could have been really big for Frozen.
Yup, the reversal out.
That was all of his bar.
Really well spot to be in. Oh, absorbed it, and then still got the stand fierce out. The awareness on Shaka.
Here we go. Frozen, time to press. Keeping it a little bit different in terms of his timings. So it's not an easy, guaranteed V reversal for Shaka.
Shaka has a meter again here, so Frozen makes his way in. We'll see. Yeah, I like that. Going for the throw, right? Again, not giving him something to V reversal immediately.
Yes. Super important based on how... Well, okay, Shaka's out.
With punish! That was so sick. He teleported in place to bait it out.
Now there is a super here.
He's got a V meter, so he can't get chipped out.
Not punished. Underneath is gonna hit. No, not quite. Oh my god.
Oh, good stuff from Shaka, though. Not committing to that second part of the V trigger, recognizing the teleport and checking it in time.
Very slow start. He don't want to take the risk. EX comes in.
Huge way to start for Nash, honestly.
Saving that V meter finally comes out.
So this is, I was going to say a good start, but now Shaka going to get the game started here. V-break sends him right back into the corner. Thought he would whiff it, so he tried to get his punish ready.
Here he is. And this might be, I was just going to say, might be V-trigger. I love that V-shift. To get out of there, cooking in that corner would have been real bad news.
Yeah, pretty much completely nullifies that V-trigger now. And Shaka is going to have to fight it out without any V-meter for a little bit.
Super, he can kill if he finds the combo. Frozen knows that.
This drill will not low or thick enough to get the plus frames to combo.
And here he comes. Outside of it, he's up close.
I can't believe he teleported.
Right, what a risk to take.
No EX sit up or
all
anything.
Of a sudden, pressure, focused play.
Bro, both of them are, I was going to say the chip was around the corner for both sides, but Frozen pulls out the overhead at the end, and what looked like a runaway set for Shaka has been forced into a game 5.
And even in that individual game itself, what a back and forth one. We saw some very strong play by Shaka where he had total control for a little while. We saw the same thing out of Frozen too.
Ooh, and we're going to go back to the character select, maybe just reset the momentum a little bit. I'm not thinking there's going to be any character or V-skill, V-trigger switches. Yeah. I just think he wants to stop this momentum because Frozen is on a roll right now. Young man definitely builds upon that, right? He started the top 8 in the loser's bracket as well, so he's gotten 3 straight sets leading up to this point. Shaka coming off a L. He wants to definitely switch it up a little bit. Yeah,
that's right, and settling down would be great right here because this goes on. It's not like in this match between two players who know each other so well that you're going to come up with brand new stuff on the fly. Like, that's not really how this works.
No.
It would be great if it did, but that's going to be tough to do. So instead, it's going to be more about settling down, refocusing on what he does when he beats Frozen. You know, thinking about in this matchup where I know the opponent so well, where they know me so well, what is it that I do? Settling down and taking some time is a way to rethink about exactly that.
And I think you highlighted a super important thing that, again, we saw that V-trigger used. They got nullified because of the V-shift and the V-break, and he didn't have any meter to get him off after that subsequent string. So we're going to see right here again if Shaka ends up committing to a V-trigger or if he keeps that V-meter locked and loaded, if we get to that point, of course.
What a jump timing.
Uh-oh. Frozen, now the momentum building. Oh, the V-reversal with the wrong timing as well. Could have been real bad news. Instead, just slightly bad news.
Huge read. Looking for Sobat, maybe? Looking for Boom, maybe?
That's a little bit of a Hail Mary attempt from Shaka. I'm concerned with that decision.
Yeah, I agree. And meanwhile, we're seeing great choices out of Frozen.
Yeah, look, Shaka being a bit aggressive now. Even got caught dashing in right there.
Missed the dive kick. Uh-oh, I don't know about this for Shaka.
Stop to it. My goodness, the dash and point blank it again.
And anything's going to do it. Frozen knows that. And trying to get underneath, but way too far away to make it happen there was Shaka. Frozen's at match point.
Wow, and this is only a 3-game comeback. Look, again, Shaka, one of the best Dhalsims in the business right now. Not an easy character to come back on whatsoever.
There we go. Oh, didn't confirm it. Yeah, I don't know about this from Shaka. He's not playing like the same guy he was before.
Yeah. Showing a little bit of nervousness. Showing a little bit of uncertainty in his own game plan. Just outside that range, you can see these are these little minute
late on
spacings.
anti-air. Think about all the anvils he had before in the first couple of games. Oh, boy.
Good timing on the teleports right there. But again, Shaka not ready with the meaty. Frozen just waking up with buttons here.
No V reversal there. There was a couple guaranteed spots to get out.
Yeah, you can see he's really holding on to that V trigger now. He wanted the activate off the crouch slide.
And chose not to even combo. This is going to be Frozen.
CA's on deck. This should be it. Frozen again hits 3-2 on a 3-game comeback over Shaka. Completes his run back from top 16 winner's side. What an epic way to turn the tables.
He obviously played fantastically. I loved how, as it went on, again, not like this is a brand new thing between these two, but as it went on, nevertheless, he got better and better reads on what Shaka wanted to do. His positioning was good, and, you know, all props to Frozen. But in my mind, a big part of that win that he had was Shaka not playing in the same way at the end as he did at the beginning. And it wasn't just in that last game where he missed a hit confirmed. Look at that. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
The anvil right there. That was a huge part of the first game and a half, a couple games, in fact. And yet at the last game, he was only anti-airing late, if at all. Like, he just wasn't firing on the same cylinders that he was before.
Yeah, I think, you know, we talked about some great illustrations of high-level concepts that we talk about in fighting games earlier. We saw the mental stack really coming into play up against the Birdie EX Dolphin dive. And this was one of those, it felt like old school dive kick where you saw the fraud alert on the screen and it felt like it was getting the nerves, right? The comeback was imminent and it just felt like Shaka kind of felt like his back was against the wall. And a lot of places where he was clean and focused early on in the set, he just kind of crumbled and didn't have the same answers. And that is going to happen when you have a player that is building so much momentum, that keeps getting these W's over and over again. When all your answers seem to not be the right ones, it is very easy to let that mental just kind of slip away from you and start playing more antsy, start playing more anxious and overextending. And that's kind of what we saw in that last game. Frozen, always cool, calm, and collected. And for being the youngest player in the bracket, extremely impressive.
Absolutely right. 3-2, making the grand final match between Dookie and Frozen. Two players in Buenos Aires. Shaka told us that he's from Tucumán, which is in the north, the Garden of the Republic. But instead, it's going to be the two from the capital, Dookie and Frozen. And look, Dookie has looked the best. I mean, he's been killer.